Hey Kylena, I am here to tell you I love you. I've been doing little dances for you. I'm thinking about you wanting to play our game. And I was thinking I would tell you a story about the White Knight and the Rainbow Beast. So there was this townsfolk, a village, where they had a king and a queen. And they were very happy. They had a daughter named Kybobina, and she played in the snowflakes and in the woods around and danced with the fairies and played with the animals, and she was so kind and so sweet that the animals would come up to her and she could pet the deer, and she could butterflies would come and land on her hand, and she would come talk to the butterflies and her little and the butterflies would come around her, and she would spend the time in the forest, and she just loved it. Well, one day, there were reports on the outskirts of the village that there was some kind of terrible monster. Oh, everybody was so scared. Oh no, this rainbow monster, this rainbow beast was coming, and it was causing all kinds of mayhem. People were trying to live their normal lives and go about their daily business. But this rainbow beast, huge, colorful, magic, would come around and go and blow this rainbow smoke at people. And it would put them in a daze, and they would kind of be giddy and kind of stop doing what they were doing and just wander around kind of giggling. Many of the people saw this and were very concerned. We've got to do something about this rainbow beast. It's turning all of our people into dazed, crazy people. They're just wandering around kind of happy, and we've got to get them back to work. So they sent a team of very powerful men to go and talk to the king about something must be done about this rainbow beast. Well, the king and the queen thought about it, and they thought, yes, it's good that this beast is coming and helping people, but it's not good that everybody is scared and that some kind of crazy thing it's doing. So the king put out a call. Anyone who can come and take care of this rainbow beast, I will give my daughter Kybobina hand in marriage. Well, Kybobina was very upset about this. She says, I want to marry who I want to marry. I don't want to have to marry somebody that's ugly or mean just because they beat the rainbow beast. But the king was assured, we've got to deal with this problem in our kingdom. And so he asked Kybobina, will you, daughter, for the sake of the kingdom, give your hand in marriage to the worthy champion that defeats the rainbow beast? So Kybobina went out to the forest, and she thought about it and listened to the butterflies and to the bees, and she saw a rainbow in the sky. And she thought, well, if it's really a rainbow beast and it's really the right one, then surely it can't be that bad. So for the good of the people, I will agree to what my father wants. So she went and told him tearfully, I am afraid, but I will do for the kingdom what I must do so that the people can be saved. So the king put out a proclamation to the whole kingdom, is there anyone worthy to defeat the rainbow beast? And one knight, a white knight, stepped forward. Nobody could see his face. It was covered with a white armor, and his whole body was covered in shimmering white. And everybody said, ooh, ah, when he came around, because they didn't know about this guy. And the king said, are you the one to come and defeat the rainbow beast? And the knight said, I have slayed many dragons. I have defeated many mythical beasts. I have the magic sword of Gilead, which will strike through the magic of any kind. So the king thought that he would be worthy for this great and terrible task. So he sent the knight to go and defeat the rainbow beast. Oh, Kybobina was worried because she knew that this knight, surely he would be able to take care of the problem, but I could not see his face, and she could not know who he was. But so she decided to take a secret, sneaky mission and take her lady-in-waiting, Ella, and take her with her. So she and Ella disguised themselves as common people and set out behind the White Knight to see what was really going on with this rainbow beast. More reports were coming from the kingdom. It's blowing smoke everywhere. There's even reports that it's eaten people, and everybody is so upset. So the White Knight went to where the reports were and got closer and closer and saw the devastation. Sure enough, everywhere he went that was close to the rainbow beast, people were just wondering, just kind of giggling and lost with themselves. And whenever their bosses or their masters would say, "Get back to work," all they could do is go, and they were lost. Nobody knew what to do with them. Wives were crying that their husbands had lost their minds. Children were just wandering in the streets in silliness. And the serious townspeople were very upset about it. So, here comes the White Knight. Closer and closer, and it was known that the rainbow beast liked to hide at the base of this magic mountain. No one had gone to the magic mountain in some years because there were reports of magical creatures around who would whisk you away into the mountain and never be heard from again. But the White Knight was brave, and he took his sword of Gilead and kept on towards the base of the magic mountain. Closer he got, the more people he found wandering in their brrr. And so he could hear the beast. And he did not know what to do. So he listened and asked the spirit, "What shall I do to defeat this rainbow monster?" And he got a very strange response. The response was, "Go and listen and talk with the rainbow beast and see if you can make some sense of him." So he thought, well, that's not the usual way of approaching a dragon, but this is not a dragon. I don't even know what this rainbow beast is, so I'm going to go. So he went near the edge of the cave where he knew the beast was lurking. And he called out, "Rainbow beast, why are you terrorizing the kingdom of the village? I have come to stop you." And the rainbow beast said, "Oh, oh." And the rainbow beast must have been asleep, thought the White Knight. "I will go and sneak up on him, and surely I will tear the heart out of that beast with my sword." So the knight crept up, and Kylena and Ella Boshina were very close, watching the whole thing. What would the White Knight do? So he crept slowly into the cave until he could hear that the beast was near. He could see that there was some kind of strange smoke emanating, and so he wrapped his face with a veil so that he would not smell the smoke. And as he approached, the rainbow beast was not like anything he had seen. It was like a pony, and like a cat, and like a bat, and like a butterfly with these funny wings. And he thought, this does not seem the kind of scary beast I thought. But for the good of the people, I must do my work. So he crept, and he crept right up to it, and he could see the rainbow beast going, and he pulled out his sword of Gilead, and right as he pulled it out, it made a shh out of the sheath, and awoke the rainbow beast, blowing smoke everywhere. And some of it blew the little veil that the knight had, and it startled him, and he smelled some of the smoke. And suddenly he was turned into a giddy little man, a little boy, and all he could think about was the magic in his life and all the wonderful things that had happened to him. And he was suddenly confused about his purpose. And he knew that he had the sword in his hand, but he forgot why. And he saw and looked into the rainbow beast's eyes. The rainbow beast's eyes were so beautiful, so magical, that the knight knew that he must become the champion for the beast. And he told the beast, "Please don't terrorize the people anymore, so that I can win the heart of Kylena." And Kylena was very excited about this. But the rainbow beast kept going, And the knight was beside himself with silliness, and he took his sword and started dancing a funny dance in the air. And he realized that he could not kill this rainbow beast. What this rainbow beast was doing was helping the people to dance. They had forgotten to dance. And so what he did was he took a magic jug that he had been given, and he captured some of the smoke from the rainbow beast into the special container. And he said, I will go now, and instead of slaying you, I will become your champion. And yet still I will win the heart of Kylena. And so he went with his plan. Kylena and Ela were very excited about this. They don't like to see anything be killed, and they were very afraid about what might happen. So the White Knight went back to the king and said, King, I have found the rainbow beast, and I have found what we need to do. And the king said, well, did you kill him? Is it taken over? And the knight said, I have its head in this jug. Would you like to see it? And the king said, oh, yes. And the queen were very excited. And so he opened the top. And the king looked inside and smelled the smoke. And the queen smelled the smoke. And suddenly they felt kind of silly and dizzy, and didn't remember what they were thinking about, and felt so much happier. And the king sent out a proclamation that it was the Rainbow Beast Day, and that we should all celebrate what's happening, and that anybody who's lost their work, I have ample gold in the kingdom, and I shall help and spread the happiness for the people. The king was in such a great mood that he said, take off your helmet, White Knight, that we may see who you are, who has handled the Rainbow Beast. And then the White Knight took off his helmet, and everyone could see that he was a shimmering royal prince. And the king said, you are so wonderful, you who have dealt with the rainbow beast, that you can have my daughter Kylena's hand in marriage. And oh, Kylena was so excited. She couldn't believe how handsome and generous and nice and wonderful-hearted he was, that he would sacrifice himself and be so brave and still do the right, loving thing. And Ela was so excited. She was wondering if the White Knight had any brothers, surely someone that could be with her. The White Knight said, I have an entire kingdom with another village, and I have many sisters and many brothers, and many of them, surely for Kylena and her lady-in-waiting, I can find somebody else for Ela. So there was a great celebration, and the people came around and started to sing to the rainbow beast. Oh, shoo, and they realized that they were liberated and happy, and the rainbow beast saw the magic in the people's eyes and knew that its work had been done. And so off with a woof, 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 it set up onto its mighty haunches and took its little butterfly wings and slowly, loopfully flew off into the rainbow in the sky, and was never heard from again. Then the people, having now celebrated every year, would come together, oh bum, and feel the magic that the rainbow beast had brought. And Kylena and the White Knight married together in the kingdom next door, and the two kingdoms were united, and the people were happier than they'd ever been. Ela found a mighty squire to marry herself, and everyone was happy and lived forever together. The end. Love you.